guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new video. In this video I will be sharing with you guys how I prepared for the Turkish residency exam. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I often get asked like, how do I prepare for the exam? How did you prepare for this residency exam that's in Turkish, or how did you do it? So in this video I thought I should share with you guys how I prepared for this exam, how I studied. So let's get started, like without further ado. So it was like in late November or early December, something like that, that I decided I needed to get into a residency program. And the next exam that was coming was in April that time. Yeah, April, like 3-4 months later the exam was coming, so I needed to study. That's what I for sure know. But then I was like, okay, I'm gonna be studying, but I need to come up with a plan. I need to stick to that plan. I need to be consistent with whatever I'll be doing so that I can succeed in this exam. So I had to come up with a plan, and this is what my plan was like. First of all, I was like, I need to get rid of all the possible distractions that might come on my way. So that was number one. I was to be out of the social media that I was actively using at the time, that was Instagram and Facebook. So the first thing for me for this exam, I deactivated my Instagram and my Facebook account so that I couldn't get distracted no matter what. The second plan was me to gather my study materials. So when I say my study materials, I had the TUS books, I had USMLE lecture step 1, I had the past TUS questions and also the sample questions. I photocopied this and brought them into a spiral. Then I also, like, okay, plan number 3, I took notes of the online exam dates that were offered by the preparatory courses, so I couldn't miss any online exam because they do offer online exams for free, so you can assess yourself by looking at the points that you get from the exams. And plan number 4 was to come up with a study plan, a new routine, a new study routine. After making all these plans, I had to come up with a new routine of my new life back then. So this was my new routine, like what I was gonna be doing on day-to-day basis, everything based on my studying, preparing for this huge exam that's coming ahead. So my plan was like this. My new routine looked like this: wake up at 6 a.m. to study up to like 9 a.m, have breakfast, go back studying up to 1 p.m, have breakfast, shower, go to the gym for a workout because I needed some energy, physical energy, then come back home, shower, get some rest, and then study a little bit, have dinner, rest, study a little bit, and then go to bed by 9:30 or 10 p.m. That was the plan. Okay, here I am. I have the study materials, I have all these USMLE exams, and by this time I've deactivated my social media accounts. As I said in the beginning, I deactivated them so that I didn't have any distractions. And then I studied like this. You might be wondering like, why the USMLE lectures, watching them, you'll be questioning. Okay, so my friend advised me like, you can watch the USMLE lectures, they are so good, like step 1, they are so good, they'll help you understand what these all things are all about. They really explain well. So I was like, okay, let me give it a try. So that's why I had these USMLE lectures. So like the first days, I opened these lectures, I started watching, and guys, it blew my mind, like the way they were explaining the things. Everything just started making sense, and most of them, like the things that I really never used to understand while I was in med school, started making sense when I watched these USMLE lectures. So I especially watched basic medical sciences. So it was the physiology, the biochemistry, pharmacology, and the physiology, of course. Everything really made sense, and after I watched this, I would go on to solve the questions, and the questions were pretty, like, you know, I just watched these lectures, I took some notes, and solving these questions, things started making sense. Like the questions that were seemed so hard, like back then, started to be questions that I could solve, you know what I mean. Yeah, so I sticked on the lecture so I could also solve the questions and also study the theory, of course, but not much, because I used to lose concentration when I was just studying like the full notes. So I preferred watching the lectures, solving the questions, and you know, doing like that. And during the date of the exam, the online exams that I just said, I kept the dates. I could take the exams as well, and with time I saw my marks improving, because, like, you know, first time you're getting, like, let's say 30, and the next exam you're getting 40. That's some kind of improvement. So I love that, to see the improvement. So I kept on doing this. Like the USMLE exams really helped me a lot in understanding these basic medical sciences, things that really, I'm repeating this, when in med school some things really didn't make sense, but when I watched these USMLE exams, things really made sense. Like, it was just so amazing how things were making sense at the time, started making sense at the time. And solving the questions, so it was the sample questions and also the past TUS exams. And after solving the questions, I would just go for the questions first, like 120. After that, I would go on to the answer section, because I wanted to see where I was standing. So it wasn't like one question, check an answer, one question, check an answer. No, I didn't do that, because I thought, one, my mind would be like, wouldn't be concentrating, wouldn't be focusing enough, and also two, I thought it would be a waste of time. So I preferred finishing all the questions and then checking for the answers. And the answers do come with some kind of explanation, which is also pretty good, that they just don't say this is the answer, but rather they give you the answer with some explanation, and also something that you thought could be an answer, they also put it down there. They explain the reasons why that's not the answer. It goes like that. Like, it just makes some sense in a state that you understand where you are and where you made the mistake, and things go on well. So I kept on doing this routine. Of course, I didn't neglect myself. I also had to maintain my self-care, which I usually had to go for a walk or to the gym so I could get some fresh air outside, because just sitting, studying wouldn't do me any good. So I was working out very hard as well at the time. Of course, I was eating well, but I didn't use any social media. I didn't want to waste time on my social media. Yeah, so I kept on doing this for like 3 or 4 months until the exam. So I took the exam went well, and then soon after the exam I opened again my social media account, slowly, of course. And yeah, then I got into residency, and here I am. I would say 3 years later. That's how it all happened. I do have lots and lots of stories that I would be telling you guys, but some things just don't come to my mind. If you ask me, then I can tell you guys. If you ask me, has residency been easy? I would say yes and no. There have been some times where I felt emotionally weak, physically weak, like worn out, you know, something like that. But all in all, I would say, yeah, thank God, things are pretty cool. If it wasn't in this time that we're living in, you know, it's crazy how things are right now. But anyways, we are surviving out here. So yeah, so I just wanted to share with you guys like how I studied for this exam. So just to summarize, like everything for me, it was no social media rule, USMLE step 1 lectures. The questions are really important when it comes to preparing for this exam, I would say, like and then also the consistency, because you have to study like every day. You have to be so serious because the exam is just so serious. It's never easy, so you need to take it seriously, and then things are gonna be great in the end. That's what I believe in. Yeah, so I hope I've helped you in understanding some of the things. I hope you've picked something that you will include in your study routine if you're already preparing for this exam, or you're just planning on getting this exam. I don't know, but all in all, I wish you like study hard, consistency is key, solve lots and lots of questions, and everything is gonna be fine. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.
You know I always got you.